we have Miranda Pettinger coming in here. She is one of the most adept, clearest thinking, and articulating people inside of our space, especially, I mean, she's young. And she has done a lot already. She spent a lot of money, especially a lot of money that is not on Meta. I would consider her to be one of the leading voices in the diversify or die, get your ad spend dollars in other places so that you can make sure that your business has a future on the internet. Welcome to the show, the one and only Miranda Pettinger. Miranda, get in here.
Hi, guys.
There we are. Miranda, welcome to the show. Now Senior Performance Marketing Manager at Glamnetic. Congrats to you, Miranda.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I have been excited to finally talk to you. I have known of you for some time and followed what you have had to say on the internet. If you would, just give us some context for how you got here, Miranda. I think that when it comes to marketers, they're either more artists than they are scientists or the other way around, but you seem to be right there in the middle, scaling budgets, etc. But you also have this unique background in which you are a professional photographer, much like my good friend Colin over here. Could you just give us some background on your origin story, how you got here today?
Yeah, definitely. It's a winding story, but so I actually started a photography business when I was 14.
Incredible.
So that was kind of my first adaptation into the business world, but I do like equestrian sports, and there was like a need in the industry for someone to take over all the events that were like local when our other photographer retired. So I was like, well, I have a camera, I'll figure this out. So I basically turned that into, I ended up paying my way through college using this business, and, photographed everyone in the area. I learned how to make my own website. I just kind of like taught myself marketing, while I was in high school. So did everything from like customer surveys and like just kind of adapting to the industry. Like Instagram was really huge in like 2014. Like that was like the new thing to be on Instagram. So I had like all these followers on Instagram. So like my account was like famous in that little community.
That was great.
It was like 5,000 followers. It was a big deal back then.
That is awesome.
So that's kind of how I got started in marketing, and I really enjoyed the marketing side. I actually then went from photography, and I did a basically like a TV and video production 2-year course, and ended up figuring out I'm not patient enough to sit with Premiere Pro for 5 hours.
Okay. Yeah,
that's fair. That's super fair.
So I have the video editing background as well, which has been helpful for advertising. It's just in a different way of now doing media buying, of like not being the one actually editing all the content as an editor, but understanding everything that goes into it because I have all of the Adobe Suite background.
Well, I mean, it's that background on top of all that you've done data wise, budget wise, scaling with 365 Holdings, and now being at Glamnetic, which I'm so pumped for you to be there. That's incredible. I thought maybe you'd be CMO by now, Miranda, but I don't, maybe that's to come. Maybe that's part of the bonus structure. Miranda, just come for 6 months, then we'll make you CMO. Tell me, give us deets on why people should have more of their ad spend dollars off of Meta. I confess, I am a Meta born and bred. I'm getting all my dollars there. But I will say, in the past year, I have come much more to your side of the table. There was a brand I was working with where we just could not make it work. And we finally got on AppLovin, and we went through the roof. So, but make the case. Where do you see opportunity platform-wise right now? I'm sure it's AppLovin, but just talk with us about your view on that, where you see opportunity in 2026.
Yeah, for sure. So for me, I started media buying in 2021. So I kind of popped in like literally like 2 weeks after iOS 14. So I feel like I never lived in that like golden age of Meta. So that's where I feel like my view of Meta is maybe different than people who've been at this for 10 plus years. But in my last role at 365 Holdings, we would acquire a lot of distressed businesses. And I started to notice trends as we got these businesses that were near bankrupt or in bankruptcy of, hey, we're trying to turn these businesses around. There was a very common trend in the businesses that were having a lot of financial struggles of they had all of their media spend in Meta. and they had no other channels. And I don't just mean, oh, you're not on Snapchat or you're not on this, like no retail, no organic social, no strong SEO. Like there is nowhere that traffic is coming in from that is not Meta. That is a very dangerous place to play in.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
I completely agree with that.
I would go ahead, Colin.
Well, I was just gonna say, I mean, Chris is the biggest AppLovin supporter on the planet. If they had an office in Austin, he'd be out there with a sign being like, "Let's go, guys! I love you guys." We have heard on the show that you went from 0 to 80K a day in a single week. There is that true? Is that just a rumor? Is that a folklore at this point? How did that happen?
That's true. Yeah,
that's true. How did that happen, and what were you doing during that time?
Yeah, so the brand I was working with, it was 2024, so 2 Q4s ago, and I feel like everyone was kind of struggling with Meta at that point. The brand at the time had been scaling huge on Meta month over month and was like super strong. We had really strong Q4 projections, and then really started to struggle in November, like mid-November, and that's when AppLovin was offering a $10,000 onboarding credit if you were spending $30,000 a day on Meta. So it was kind of like, we're falling behind. Like, what's the worst thing that happens? We spend 10K and it doesn't go anywhere, and maybe we make a 1x ROAS and we bounce. So it was like the week before Black Friday, and we were like, all right, let's just like spin this up right now really quickly. And this brand was very heavy in Q4, very giftable. And we onboarded, they spent through the 10K in like the weekend before Black Friday, and it was like great results. It was already beating Meta and like on revenue went way up and right, let's keep scaling it. And it ended up at the point we were spending $40,000 a day the Thursday before Black Friday, and we had doubled it day over day leading up to that. And I basically told our CEO, I was like, I'm gonna spend 80K tomorrow. Like, hopefully this goes well. This is like a gut punch thought of mine, and it went really, really well. We ended up spending like 250,000, 300,000 that weekend of Black Friday, after like just jumping on the platform. And I mean, yeah, it was like a rocket ship. But yeah, 0 to 80K a day is my origin story now.
That's gutsy. That's gutsy.
I mean, all the brands listening, if you don't believe in at least testing AppLovin after that, I don't know what else we need to give you, folks. We talk about it on the show all the time. That's unbelievable. It's also, that was probably nerve-wracking. So kudos to you for having the bravery to just be like, boss, I'm going for it.
I'm pushing in them chips.
Yeah, I ended up in the warehouse. Yeah, I ended up in the warehouse with the whole office team packing orders for 2 weeks after after we broke Shopify. It was like, all right, now all these orders got to get up by Christmas. Everyone get into the warehouse.
Let's go.
Miranda, and tell for those who have not experienced it, they don't play games on their phone very much. For those who haven't been on the platform yet, I actually like the placement better inside of AppLovin because it's a little more akin to me. It feels a little bit more like TV in the sense that it's non-skippable, but it's different in that sense from just, hey, I'm hoping to grab somebody's attention in the first 2 seconds on Meta. But at the same time, it's not like TV where you just walk away and go get a snack. I mean, somebody's playing a game and they're locked in. They want to still play that game. Talk to us about the difference in creative there, Meta versus AppLovin, and how the process would go. I mean, I would imagine people would just copy over their Meta ads, but it's really a different kind of inventory. Talk to us about the difference there.
Yeah, I think the biggest difference that I found is most times people are actually opting in to this agreement with you to watch an ad. So in most cases, you're saying, yes, I will watch an ad for extra coins, for another turn. So they're almost in a better headspace of like, I'm agreeing to watch this ad instead of I'm being disrupted in my reel scroll or in my feed scroll of like, I don't want to see ads. I have not wanted to consent into this agreement with the advertiser. Versus AppLovin, you almost have like this moment of like, yes, I'll watch your ad so that I can get something in return. So I feel like the exchange is like, hey, I'm getting something because I'm going to watch this ad. So it's a little better.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's really interesting. That's super interesting because it totally is different from how you would do everything on Meta.
Yeah.
The one gripe that people have had with AppLovin is basically that it is kind of Meta retargeting machine. Have you found that there is a feasible discovery method within AppLovin where you're getting really high quality net new customers?
Yeah, I think if you're a brand that does not have a high repeat rate, meaning you're like a one-time purchase or you
Yeah.
don't have like you're not consumable, it's not usable again or whatever the case is with your product, I think you won't have a problem with this because I think the people that have already bought from you won't interact with your ads again because they're like, "Oh, I already bought that thing. I'm not interested anymore."
Yeah.
Versus I think brands that have a high repeat rate or you are consumable or your food or beverage, you people will still interact with you because they like you, they're already subscribed to you. So I think that was also causing a problem with the platform of people were then like still interacting with the ads even though they weren't wanting to buy or maybe they did buy again or they were a subscriber. AppLovin is really great about listening to us advertisers. So they did roll out prospecting and discovery, which I've seen since implementing over an 80% net new visits now coming through Northbeam. So you can validate like these people have not been on your site before. So the fact that they listen to us and that I believe is the unlock to jumping over that hurdle if you are a brand with that high repeat where they're still going to engage with you.
This to me is so exciting because I mean, you know, when classic players, I mean, hey, we wouldn't be here without them, but you know, Meta and Google, they're so huge, you know, that you know, any feedback is kind of like, yeah, great. I mean, you know, like file it here under like this stack of cash that you know that we have. Just file your request right over here. I think this is incredible. And to me, it only strengthens the case that AppLovin is a very serious player in the realm of they are becoming, you know, maybe when it comes to platforms, they're becoming option number 3, you know, or in that solid group of where am I going to give my dollars? Of course, I'm going to give it here, here, and here. I think they're very much in the conversation, and if they're not in the greater consciousness, they should be in my estimation. Beyond AppLovin, Miranda, where if you had to give dollars, where would you? I mean, you know, Reddit is doing a lot. I don't know that I would, you know, just because. But talk to us about you know TikTok Shop, Reddit, Pinterest, Snap, all the other places. Oh gosh, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. But if you would, I'd be interested to hear that. I'd be interested to hear the results. What do you think? What do you think outside of AppLovin and Meta? Where would you put your dollars, Miranda?
I really believe it depends on the product and where you can go. I think the most important thing is just making sure the next place you go fits your product. So if you are a sub $50 product, 100% you should be on TikTok shops. Like
why not?
That is growing exponentially right now. But maybe it's retail, maybe it's really getting a strong organic social because you have a really viral product that people are going to be interested in. So I think you just need to diversify, period. And I think where you go really is dependent on the product you have. Like I love like Curtis's posts from Portland Leather this past week where he was like showing $1 million in sales from one day. And it's not, oh, it all came from Meta. It's like this much came from TikTok shops. This much came from retail. This much came from our new app that they developed. So it's like, that's a healthy business. And that's something that you have several fires burning that you can just keep putting everything on those and then grow the business like that. I think if you're pigeonholed into, well, Meta's not working today and now our sales are down, that's not a good place to be in. Like, it's just not a great environment. It's frustrating as a media buyer, as a business owner, when the one thing that's supposed to work every day is down or there's something political happening and now no one wants to be on their phone, on their feed. So it's like, you can't control those things. What can you control? You can control where you're putting your time, your effort, and your money to find new customers in a space that maybe is less turbulent.
Got to make some other bets. Yeah.
I love that point about just being over leveraged on one channel because the channel can go away. And also the channel can decide if you go away. Because you can be like, yeah, well, we're not going to work for you today. All of your ad account is disapproved. And if you're over indexed on that one channel, it's game over for you for that day until you hopefully maybe get a rep on that day or sometime that week. That's such a good point. I love that so much.
Yeah, and it's same thing for retail. Like I've seen a brand in the past where they had a CVS contract that ended up getting canceled, and that was 50% of their revenue.
Yeah.
Now you've got to go find 50% somewhere else, because that was not 10% of your business, that was 50. So that's where another place where, can you get 30, 30, 30? Can you get 4 or 5 things all working together? And then if one thing falls off, the whole planet doesn't, explode.
This was the very reason why early on at Bruce Bolt, a baseball company that I worked at a few years ago, it was scaling like crazy. And Dick's Sporting Goods said, "We want you in every Dick's now. We'll take it everywhere. Sign on the dotted line. We're going to make it happen." And my boss said no. He said, "No, we're not going to do that." And he told him no for several years. And I was like, I said, "Brother, why not be in every Dick's everywhere now?" He said, "Well, I don't want that to be the entire business."
Yeah.
And then we've got one lever, and everything depends on that lever working or not. And so, that was controversial at the time, but it ended up being the smart play over the long run.
Yeah. And maybe it's when he was ready, he would jump into it when that is becoming the whole business. That's now the business is so large, it's just a section.
Exactly. Miranda, I have heard that there is some course set development, education, something where your mind on AppLovin has been digitized and there's a framework out there, but I don't know where to get it. And I'm afraid it may be locked up somewhere. I mean, is this true? Is it available somewhere on the interwebs?
It is not yet available. But yes, I did work with the team at Smart Marketer. So, the OG Ezra Firestone and I are the really smart people. You got Pep at Smart Marketer, and then we have Antler Ring CEO there as well. So a bunch of us got together. It is going to be AppLovin's official course. So they are also help produce it, and along with Smart Marketer. So yeah, it's coming at some point in April or May.
Okay.
Keep an eye out on AppLovin's comms. But yes, I did help out with the team there with getting that filmed.
Wow. Just a little sprinkling of some breaking news here to come, Colin. That's exciting to have on the show.
Yeah, I mean, and awesome. If you want to learn about AppLovin, I mean, you need to go to the source here from the pro herself. And why not learn from AppLovin as well? I mean, Chris, you talk about it. A lot of software, some of the most important things is just do what they say, and you're probably going to be successful.
Yeah, that is the case. And I say this very forthrightly. When it comes to Postscript, who's a sponsor of the show, very thankful. All of my success came from literally doing what they told me to. And just saying like, "Hey, I've been in this a long time. I've got several 20-somethings sitting in front of me on this Zoom telling me to do this and do that and try this and go there. Why don't I just humble myself and actually do it and see what happens?" And then, we went up and to the right. And this is a great point. This is a great point, Miranda. I'm glad this is officially coming from AppLovin, because it'll probably help people just actually open up and see, well, how does the thing work? What should I do? And it's so incredible that you and Ezra are going to be on there. That's so good, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Miranda, we appreciate you making the time and joining us. Anything else you want to give us on, like, if you just want to make some predictions that we can sink all our money into for 2026 or anything like that? I mean, we'll take that. But if nothing else, tell everybody where to find you and follow you. That way they can be at the keyboard and ready whenever this official course drops.
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is just like iterating on what we just said. Like, don't be all your eggs in one basket, whether that is Meta or whether that's something else. Try to have income streams from many places. Same thing with your own personal income. You don't just want one thing happening. You want all kinds of things. So same thing with your business. So I'll just kind of keep pounding that horse of all the businesses I've seen personally that have come out of bad places. They all have something in common. So really focusing on that. And then, if you want to follow me, I'm on Twitter at Miranda Pettinger. And then if you want any help with your AppLovin courses, I also do, or accounts, I also do, account audits. So you can find me on my Miranda Pettinger consulting.com. And I can, help out if you're having any trouble on AppLovin. You're like, why is this thing not working? I can see what I can do and look under the hood there.
Incredible. Miranda, we appreciate you coming. We look forward to having you back and tuning in for that course.
Bye, guys.